Hello, everyone, and welcome to our channel, Rebecca Stu and the crew, where we do Dollar Tree videos for shopping on a budget and crafting on a budget. So let's get started. We're going to do some budget-friendly DIYs. Today, we're going to make this hanging garland using some poster letters from Dollar Tree. Also, some pinking shears if you have them. If not, you could just use regular scissors. You can also use this heat and bond if you don't have a sewing machine, but a sewing machine is preferable. You could also hand stitch. It's really up to you. We also need some twine and some of this colored crafting string from the Dollar Tree. We're also going to need some sheets of felt. They have those in the rolls at the Dollar Tree. Some of their wooden beads. If you can't find the bags of beads, you could always get them off of their beaded wreaths that they sell. And then we'll need a bag of the colored pom-poms. They have them in pastel and primary colors. You can either use some of their colorful fabric or the solid rolls, which would be great. So then for the project here, we're going to take our poster letters, which are 4 inches high, and I wanted to make these more of a permanent template for myself, so I traced them out on some cardstock. You could also use those vegetable chopping mats that come in a 2-pack over by the kitchen section, and just trace the letters out and cut them, and then you'll have a permanent set of letters so you can trace and use these over and over again. But they're just a lot more sturdy. The poster letters are just really thin paper, and so this is a great idea to help you be able to, use them over and over again if you want to make more than one of these garlands and just have the template on hand. So then we're going to take our letters and we're just going to trace them onto some fabric. I'm actually using a drop cloth that I picked up from Walmart sometimes back. They're really large and they're really not much money. It's a nice thick material and easy to use. But again, you could use the Dollar Tree rolls of fabric, that will work as well. So now we're going to fold that material in half and pin it together. So the reason we want to have 2 layers is because we're going to sandwich that felt in between the middle of these letters to give them a little bit of like a puffed kind of fabric effect. It's really cute when it's done. So once I pin all the letters together, I'm just going to cut it apart, and this will allow us to have a larger space so that we can put our felt in between the layers, and also gives us some room to sew the letters together and also trim around them with the pinking shears. So we're just pinning all those layers together. And again, the letters just on one side. You don't have to do it on the back, obviously. So you could just flip them either direction once you have it all sewn together and cut out. So we're going to do that. And if you're using that heat and bond, if you don't have a sewing machine, then you just want to put that heat and bond between the layers and use the iron following the directions on the packaging. I also use some of these little bunnies. These came from the ornament packs that Dollar Tree sells. Those bunnies that have the buffalo plaid print on the front, and either the black and white or the pastel colors. So I just used one of those as the template to trace the bunny. If you don't have one, you can just Google like a peep design outline and it will pop up and you can print those out, use as a template. So now using either your heat and bond or your sewing machine, or you can hand stitch as well. You just want to stitch this together on the border or that line that you drew with the ink pen, and don't worry about being able to see it at the moment. Once we're all done, you're not going to see the ink pen that you drew the lines with. And I'm using a coordinating color thread at the moment so that I can trace around the ink pen and make sure that it's not visible as well when we're all done with the project, or at least blend in as much as possible. So we're just sewing all these layers together. Again, if you're using that heat and bond, you just want to follow the directions and layer it and put the iron to it and get them all together. We're doing the letters the same. And as you can see, when I get to like a corner, I lift up the presser foot, I turn the material, and then I put it back down to get around those sharp corners and edges. And here's what it looks like. See how it's already like a little bit puffy? It's so cute when it's done. Now, if you have a letter like the letter P that has, um, a centerpiece that you're going to need to cut out, these pinking shears are much too large to do that. So I would just use regular scissors. That's what I did. And if you notice, I'm taking those pinking shears and I'm going about 1/4 inch away from the stitching that we just did. And that is so that I don't accidentally cut the thread and end up messing the whole thing up. So you just want to go ahead and trim around all your letters. And then if you just want to leave it as is, the pinking shears are going to help keep your material from fraying. Um, this material frays quite a bit on the edges, so I use that to help. And then I'm going to go ahead and use some thread. That colored crafting thread is great for doing this part. So this is from another project that we did for Easter. I'm just showing you guys the applique stitch. So what you want to do is you want to create a loop with your thread by going through all of the layers of material and try to keep the stitches about equal distance apart. You want to pull the thread all the way through until you have this little loop. Then you put the needle and thread through the loop and pull it tight, and you'll get this applique stitch. And you can see I did the bunnies that way in 4 different colors. I also used the sewing machine with just a zigzag stitch, and I changed the stitches so that it was pretty close together. And if you guys are afraid of learning how to sew, don't be. Y'all, I started teaching myself how to sew in May just by watching videos online, and it's actually not as hard as it looks. There's lots of tips and tricks out there. And here it is just with the zigzag stitch. And then you want to do the middle of the letter as well. So it's a lot easier than you think. So now we're going to take that twine, some beads, and those colored pom-poms and start putting our garland together. Now I put my needle and thread through the letters and bunnies kind of in the middle. I suggest not doing the way I'm doing it. I would go more towards the top so that the weight of the material will help hold it straight when you hang it. So I kind of went through the middle, not realizing it was going to want to turn on me, and it did. So I had to go back in and add a little bit of hot glue to the thread, right where it was going in and out of the garland so that it wouldn't rotate when I hung it up. So just, even though I'm showing you guys that we put it through the middle, do a little bit more towards the top so that the weight will hold it. And you can see I'm only going through one layer. You don't want to be able to see the thread from the front. So when you put the needle and thread through or the twine, make sure that you're only going through that back layer. And then we're using the wooden beads and a colored pom-pom that coordinates with the letter in the border. So I did like a yellow around the letter H, and then I did a wood bead, one yellow pom-pom, and another bead. Then with the color blue, obviously we did the same thing. We just kept going. Now this letter, see how there's the big opening in the middle? So I just took the twine and went up and around the opening so that you wouldn't see the twine in the center of the letter. Again, if I would have just went across the top, you really wouldn't have seen it. For like the letter H, I could have done the same process where you just kind of go start at the top and then kind of go down around the middle and back up to the top, and that will help hold it in place. So there's definitely ways that you want to string this all together, but it is so cute when it's done. So as I thread this, you guys, I really haven't taken the spool off yet. I haven't cut it. It's still on the other end, and I just keep sliding the letters down. So I have more and more twine until I get the um, garland all put together, and then I cut it off, making sure I have a longer piece on the end so I can create the hanging portion. So at the end, you just want to take your needle and thread and go through that bead twice. So I just wrap it around and go back up through the bead, and it wraps that twine around the bead, holding it all together. That way it doesn't slide off of the end, and then you can create a loop on the end to help hang up the garland when you're all finished. So here's what it looks like. I added some extra beads and some pom-poms on the ends, and then I also added a few extra in between the two words just to separate them a little bit. So I did 3 between each one, and you can see all the coordinating color pom-poms, which I just think is so cute. And then we get to the beginning, and then we cut that spool off. Now we're going to just take some Dollar Tree lace, and I wanted to decorate this just a little bit more, so I made a really cute little bow. I put that in the middle between the two words, and then we're going to dress up our bunnies a little bit. So I just take a small piece of ribbon from the Dollar Tree, my needle and thread, and I'm just going to uh, go back and forth between the center of this rolled up ribbon with some coordinating colored craft string from the Dollar Tree. And then I just get to the end, I tie a little knot, and then I start wrapping that colored thread around the middle to create a very simple bow. And I'm going to make all of these the same color as the thread that is for each of the bunnies. So we'll do blue for the blue bunny, pink for the pink bunny, creating hair bows and bow ties. And that's all we're doing. We're just wrapping that thread around the middle to kind of adjust the pieces of your bow, and then fish that thread back up through all of that string and tie another knot, and that will hold it all together, which is a lot easier to do since they're so tiny. Sometimes those tiny bows are really hard because you can't get a good grasp on them to hold them together. So this will hold it together really well. Then we'll take some hot glue and just attach it to the bunny. So again, like I said, I made some hair bows for some of the bunnies. So here's the yellow one. Is using hot glue to attach it. You could use fabric glue as well. And then we did the same with the pink. And then for the green and the blue one, we actually made them little bow ties, which was really cute. And that's it. It's so simple. You can use this year after year. Y'all, these would cost over $20 at the store if you purchase this. It's so cute. I love the way it turned out. I have this hanging on my mantle in my living room for this holiday season. And it just turned out so cute. I just absolutely love it. I did end up adding a few little bows to the ends as well, as you could see there where I hung it up. But here's what it looks like all finished. Again, I had a little bit of trouble wanting to spin, so I put a little bit of hot glue at the end of each bead right where the letter went in, and that helped hold it all together so it wouldn't rotate. But that's the finished product. I love it so much. You could use so many different colors and material for all different holidays to create these. I hope you guys enjoyed learning how to make this with me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you enjoyed today's video, and leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget, you can follow us at Rebecca Stu and the Crew across all different social media platforms. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.